us coming and rallying is to show the world that Abiy Ahmed indeed is a liability. He is the problem. I really mean this. Abiy Ahmed is a problem. We need a solution for the political problem in Ethiopia. So coming back to my experience in Tigray, I went to Mekelle University myself. I studied law in Mekelle University, and I lived in Mekelle for 5 years. I know what it means to be from Tigray. I have traveled up north in Tigray. And the way Abiy tried to depict the people of Tigray as if they are inhuman or subhuman really bothers me a lot, personally. It doesn't matter where we're from, it doesn't matter whether we're Oromo or from other parts, we have to stand with humanity. So what happened to those who claim humanity first? Today when Tigray women, sisters, and brothers are killed, it doesn't matter the type of political ideology we subscribe to. It's just enough to be a human. It really is enough to be a human. As Oromo mentioned today, we are here to support and show solidarity to our Tigray brothers. Number two, please do not forget that the war that Abiy started in, or the war that Abiy is taking care in Mekelle now, started in Oromia. It's because of the ideological difference, or it's because of the clash of visions that Abiy had, which is inspired by the revivalist middle project of assimilating. That's what Abiy is doing. He started the war in Wallagga. He started the war in Gucci. He started the war in Shawa. And now he extended his base to the Tigray because the people of the Tigray do not want to accept his hegemony. And today, as Oromo Nation, we stand with you, Tigray people, to show the world that you do not deserve to be killed. We might have different political opinions. Whatever opinion or difference we have, we resolve that democratically. That's what the Oromo Gada principle means. So, the battle is going to be a long way, and this is not the end. We did not even start because whatever Abiy is doing is going to take a long time. And the politics is so complex, so we need to stay in the court. We need to continue to show solidarity to each other. Whatever goes on social media, online or offline, we have to abide ourselves by the principle of solidarity, humanity, togetherness, brotherhood, and sisterhood. The day we realize that we have the common destiny of self-determination is the day we overcome the problem that has been imposed on us today by Ethiopian so-called Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. So let's not give into Abiy's propaganda and fight for our people, fight for our land, fight for our country. And that's what the Gada Oromo dictates us, what the Oromo people will be doing, and we'll be with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Let's give him another round of applause. Next, we're going to have Yorgis from
Everybody behind the white line, please. Everybody behind the white line. Please, behind the white line.
Hello, everybody. My name is Abdallah.
Everybody behind.
My name is Abdallah Willis. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. And today, I am delighted to join you today in what will be remembered as the greatest demonstration in the history of Tigray diaspora. Today, we are here to protest against the genocide that is currently being committed on the people of Tigray in Tigray, Ethiopia, by the Ethiopian federal government. Modern-day Tigray was once known as the Aksumite Empire. As the world knows it, the Aksumite Empire, located in Tigray and led by Tigrans, was one of the most civilized, wealthy, and peaceful empires. Tigray is not only the home of Aksumite Empire, but the home of Christianity. Tigray was the first to welcome Muslims that were fleeing persecution. Tigray is the home of victorious queens and kings, the home of Queen of Sheba. Tigray is under attack by the Ethiopian federal government. The home of Aksumite Empire. Tigray is under a genocide. The home of Al-Nagashi Mosque, the first mosque to be built in the whole of Africa. Tigray is partnered with dictator Isaias Afwerki, the unelected president of Eritrea, to commit an ethnic cleansing and genocide on the people of Tigray. America and the rest of the world, you say never again to the Armenian genocide. You say never again to the Holocaust. You say never again to the Bosnian genocide. You say never again to the Rwanda genocide. You say never again to the Darfur genocide. America and the rest of the world, I want you to answer me. Why is it always never again in words, but never again in action? Dear Biden administration, United Nations, Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International, BBC, and the others that are in Tigray currently, we know that you are concerned about the genocide taking place in Tigray, but the problem is way more than just the word concern. Repeat after me. Concern is not enough.
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 It has been reported that over 52,000 lives have been lost. How many more dead innocent people will it take for you to take action? It has been reported that over 60,000 people have sought refuge. How many more innocent people fleeing to neighboring countries will it take for you to take action? All of Tigray is enduring pain. How many more innocent people must endure pain for you to take action? Over 4.5 million people are at risk of starvation. That is 75% of Tigray's population. How many more innocent people must face starvation for you to take action? Thousands of women have been raped and are continuing to get raped. How many more women must it take for you to take action? How many more will it take? Tigray needs immediate action. So this is the time to show that what never again really means. This is the time to stand with the people of Tigray. This is the time to stand with the innocent lives that are being massacred. This is the time to stand with the people of Tigray who are being wronged. This is the time to stand with the people of Tigray who are being raped. This is the time to stand with the people of Tigray who are being slaughtered. This is the time to stand with the people of Tigray, with the victims and survivors who have spoken up. World, this is the time to stand with the people of Tigray and show what never again really means. Tigray will be liberated from the evil invaders in the not-too-distant future. Soon
community activist and former Obama advisor. If you can come to the stage, Samir Rao.
My name is not Safir, my name is Muhammad. Safir is next to me, and you will hear from him. But I got the call this morning. If you heard of Black Lives Matter, Black lives don't matter when they're just here. Black lives matter everywhere. And anytime we hear oppression, we fought to kill oppression. Not kill oppression in this country, but kill oppression everywhere. So when we heard of the atrocity that happened, it was no way that we would not be here with you today in some form. So we got the call, and I traveled today here to DC to make sure that you know that Black lives matter for you. Black lives matter for the women that were raped, and we will continue to stand with you. We don't stand with you. We fight with you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
Assalamu alaikum. Oh man, it's lovely to see people say, peace be upon you in a land where there are Muslims and Christians living together in peace and harmony. That's amazing. And to know that that's an example from the Oromo community as well as the Tigray community, that is a model for all of the world. In fact, it set the model for the world because, as we know, the first migration of Muslims that came from Mecca when they were being persecuted, they left Mecca and they were chased by one of the companions of the Quraysh. This man named Jafar ibn Abi Talib went to the Tigray region to seek refuge. We know this history. And he was chased. He was chased by Amr ibn al-As, and who was a friend of the king of the Tigray region. This is important history. Why? Because when the descendants of this king, Najashi, are now being persecuted by people of that land, it is the obligation of other people who are the beneficiaries of the refuge provided by your ancestor to stand up and stand in solidarity and be with the people of Tigray and be with the people of the Oromo for one reason, the reason of humanity. We are one race. We are one people. We are one humanity. And if there's a strength in one part of the world, it is the obligation of that part of the world to show up where there's weakness. And there's no other weakness that is more profound than the desecration of another people. That's the epitome of weakness. So we need to eradicate that weakness with the strength of what we have. We would be remiss in this moment if we didn't acknowledge that this current administration, really as a consequence of your showing up at rallies like this one and placing this pressure, they sent over Chris Coons, Senator Chris Coons, to start doing something about whatever is happening in the form of genocide. We should applaud that. Keep the pressure up. Keep the pressure up. Don't let up. That, according to the news, has led to an acknowledgement of the genocide by the current Prime Minister of Ethiopia. Yes. And now we want to know, okay, what's the next move? What happens next? What will the international community do when there's an acknowledgement of genocide on a part of the human race in the northern region and eastern region of this country? Yes. Keep your voice loud. Yes. Keep your visibility seen. Yes. If we continue to do that, know that we, meaning the African American community, those who are Muslim and those who are not Muslim, everybody in this community who will stand up. Whenever we see oppression anywhere in the world, we will be there and we are with you.
We are with you.
Keep the pride. Keep the
Free
pride.
the pride. Free the pride. Free the pride. Let's give him another round of applause. Thank you, thank you. Okay, our next speaker comes from the Walaita community. Yes, Alvaro Paulos. And you can come to the front. Alvaro Paulos. Alvaro Paulos.
አዘጋጅቼ ነበር ለማንበብ ግን መጨረሻ ላይ ላለማንበብ ወስኛለሁ። የተከበራችሁ የትግራይ አባቶች፣ እናቶች፣ ህፃናት፣ የተከበራችሁ ሁላችሁ አጋር የሆናችሁ ዛሬ እዚህ የተገኛችሁ ሁላችሁ እናመሰግናችኋለን። እንደምታውቁት የኢትዮጵያ ፖለቲካ ሜኑ ተበላሽቷል። የተበላሸው ዛሬ አይደለም። እኛ እዚህ አንድን ፓርቲ ለመደገፍ ብቻ አይደለም የመጣነው። በሚደረገው ወንጀሉም ህፃናት፣ እናቶች የሚሰደዱት፣ የተገደሉት፣ ሆስፒታል፣ መንገድ፣ ስልጣን ማቆያ ለማድረግ የሚደረገው ወንጀል ኢትዮጵያ ውስጥ እንዲያቆም ጥሪ ለማስተላለፍ ነው። በተለይም ከደቡብ ብሔር ብሔረሰቦች እዚህ ካላችሁ ይህ መልእክት ለእናንተ ነው። አድዋ ድል ቢከበር እንኳን ከአድዋ በተረፈው መሳሪያ ደቡብ ላይ ነው ምኒልክ ያሰመተው። ይህን እንድታስታውሱ። ትግራይ መቀሌ ተይዛለች፣ ሎ ኢንፎርስሜንት ኦፕሬሽን አልቋል ብሎ አብይ ቢሉ እንኳን አይሳካለትም፣ አይሆንለትም፣ የሚሆንም ነገርም አይደለም። ከዛ በኋላ አፈሙዙን ወዴት ነው የሚመልሰው? ወደ ደቡብ ነው። ይሄን ማወቅ አለባችሁ። ይሄ የትግራይ ጉዳይ አይደለም። ይሄ ጠቅላላ ኢትዮጵያን ለማዳን ለሚፈልግ ሁሉ ኢትዮጵያ ባለችበት ትቆይ ብሎ የሚመኝ ሁሉ የሚሳተፍበት ትግል ነው። ይሄ ማወቅ መታወቅ አለበት። ሌላው ትግራይ ውስጥ አሁን በሚደረገው ወንጀል ሰው ብቻ አይደለም የሚሞተው። እጽዋት ይሞታሉ፣ እንስሳት ይሞታሉ። ትግራይ ከሌለች ኢትዮጵያ የለችም። ይሄ ማወቅ አለብን። ትግራይ ኢትዮጵያ ናት፣ ኢትዮጵያ ትግራይ ናት። ለማስመሰል የምንናገረው ጉዳይ አይደለም። ትግራይ የኢትዮጵያ ሲቪላይዜሽን መሰረት ናት። የኢትዮጵያ ቋንቋዎች ምንጭ ናት። የኢትዮጵያ ዲፕሎማሲ ግንኙነት ምንጭ ናት። የንግድ መስመር የተዘረጋበት ከዛ ነው። አሁን አብይ ያለው ትግራይ ቲፒኤልኤፍ በሉት፣ ቲፒኤልኤፍ ከተመታ ሌላውን እንዴት አድርጎ መግዛት እንደሚችል በቀላሉ ተረድቶታል። ግን ሊሆን አይችልም። ስለዚህ ይህን የፖለቲካ ሜኑ በኢትዮጵያ ውስጥ እንዲስተካከል ከተፈለገ የኛ ሪኮመንዴሽን አንደኛ ነምበር 1 አብይ ከስልጣኑ ማወገድ አለበት። ሁለተኛ ኢሳያስ ያ እንደምናውቀው ነው ወርልድ ክላስ ዲክቴተር ካሁን ባል ካለበት ከትግራይ ማውጣት አለበት። አሁን እኮ ኦሮሚያ ውስጥ አለ ኢሳያስ። ትግራይ ብቻ እኮ አይደለም ወሎ አለ፣ ወለጋም ገብቶ ይሆናል። ስለዚህ ማውጣት አለበት። ሶስተኛ ዩናይትድ ስቴትስ እና ዩኤን ኦርጋናይዜሽንስ የምንጠይቀው የሰላም ቀጠና መመስረት አለበት። እንደሚሉት ከሆነ ኖ ፍላይ ዞን የሚደረግበት ህዝቡ እርዳታ የሚያገኝበት መንገድ መዘጋት አለበት። በዚህ ነው መሰራት ያለበት። ሌላው እንዳትረሱ ዶቼ ቬለ አንዳርጋቸው ኢንተርቪው አድርጎ እሷን አትርሷል። ሮድ ማፑን እኛን ሰርተን የሰጠነው አለ። ሮድ ማፑ ላይ ካልተስማማን ሚሊዮኖች ይሞታሉ ነው ያለ። ሚሊዮኖች እየሞቱ ነው። ሚሊዮኖች የሚሞቱበት መንገድ እንዲዘጋ ባለንበት በምንችለው ሁሉ ተባብረን ሶሻል ሚዲያ ይሁን እርዳታ ማድረግ ካለብንም ይሁን አሁን ይሄ ለጠቅላላ ኢትዮጵያ ሰላማዊ ሰልፍ ውጡ ቢባል የማይወጣው ህዝብ ወጥቷል። ይሄ አሁን ሸክ ነው የሚያደርገው። ስለዚህ ዩናይትድ ስቴትስ ጋቨርንመንት ፑሽ ተደርጎ ኖ ፍላይ ዞን ተመስርቶ ትግራይ ህዝብ እርዳታ የሚያገኝበት መንገድ የሚፈለግበትን ማድረግ መቻል አለበት።
Let's give Alvaro another round of applause. Thank you for speaking. Next, we have artist Solomon Alan, who's right here. He's going to speak to you.
Tigray short memory የላትም ትግራይ ሾርት ሜሞሪ የላትም። ሆጣ ለባሽ ፋኖች ትናንት ለፋሽስቱ ቡድን ሙቅትና ጭብጨባ ያቀርቡ የነበሩ ናቸው። አይደለም እንዴ? አይደለም ወይ? ዛሬም ድረስ ሻዕቢያ ይውጣ የሚል ቃል የመተንፈስ የሞራል ልዕልና የሌላቸው ድኩማኖች ናቸው። እነዚህ የትግራይ ህዝብ ጠላቶችና ፋሽስቶች ሊነገራቸው የሚገባው ጉዳይ ትግራይ ሾርት ሜሞሪ የላትም። ትግራይ ፈጽሞ አንረሳም። አፄ ዮሐንስ ጎንደርን ከድርቡሽ ለማዳን ወደ መተማ ሲዘምቱ ሸዋ ላይ አፄ ምኒልክ ከጣሊያኑ አንቶሎኒ ጋር እንዳሴሩባቸውም አንረሳም። የቅርብ ጊዜ ትዝታችን ነው። ጃንሆይ በእንግሊዝ መንግስት የጦር ጀቶች ከየመን በመነሳት ምስኪን ገበያተኞችን መቀሌ ላይ መጨፍጨፋቸውንም አንረሳም። እንረሳለን ወይ? ደርግ በሽራሮ ሐውዜንንና ሌሎች ቦታዎች የሰራውን ፋሽስታዊ ጭፍጨፋ መቼም ቢሆን የትግራይ ህዝብ አይረሳም። አዎ ዛሬም ታሪክ ራሱን ደገመና የደርግ ሰልባጆች ከሻዕቢያ አራዊቶች ጋር የፈጸሙትን የአውሬ ተግባራትን መቼም ቢሆን አንረሳም። ትግራይ ላይ የተፈጸመውንና አሁንም እየተደረገ ያለውን እንኳን እኛ ልንረሳ ቀርቶ የልጅ ልጆቻችን እንዲያውቁ ሐውልት ቀርጸንና የትምህርት መጽሐፍቱ ላይ በደማቁ ከትፈን እናስተምራቸዋለን። ምንም ሆነ ምንም በእርግጠኝነት የምናገረው ዛሬ ትግራይ ታሸንፋለች። ስታሸንፍ ደግሞ ህዝባ
ህዝባችንንና መሬታችንን ነፃ የምናወጣው ቁምጣ በለበሱ ጀግኖቻችን አይደለም ወይ? ማንም ወገኖች ማንም የተጋሩን የጀግንነት መንፈስ መስፈር ፈጽሞ አይችልም። ምክንያቱም ማንም እንዳይደርስበት ከፍ ብሎ ከወርቅ በሚበልጠው በውድ ሰማዕታት ወንድሞቻችንና እህቶቻችን የተቀመጠ ነው። አይደለም ወይ? የተጋሩ ጉልበት መሬት የሚነካው ለፈጣሪው ሲጸልይ ብቻ ነው። አይደለም? ሴቶችን ልበሉ። Okay.
One cameraman, come here, please.
Cyber is coming.
Okay, just one person, you guys.
ካሜራማን ዘይብሉ ጋዜጠኛ ዘይብሉ
Quiet, please, quiet. Can I have one Tigray bandera?
bandera Tigray لحدهم منه. Please, can you ask her who she is and what her position in the State Department is? Yeah. Last time they didn't, so we wouldn't be able to do the follow-up.
Okay. I understand. Let Maada do the thing. ماذا أصلي؟
Some of us are close immediate family members that are Americans that are divorced in the back in the field. So it's very important that the U.S. government scales up its pressure on their returning to their homeland, because these two governments are not governments that understand diplomacy or international rules. The only force that can force them into crossing the divide is action and action only, and that can be done through diplomacy. And we highly encourage the U.S. government to take immediate action. In addition to that, we are also demanding the
Thank you.
Thank you.
U.S. action now! U.S. action now! U.S. action now!
ማንም የተጋሩ የጀግንነት መንፈስ መስፈር አይችልም። ምክንያቱም ከወርቅ በሚበልጠው በውድ ሰማዕታቶቻችን ደም በደማቁ የተጻፈ ነው። አይደለም የተጋሩ ጉልበት መሬት የሚነካው ለፈጣሪው ሲጸልይ ብቻ ነው። ተጋሩ አይበረከክም፣ ለማንም አይበረከክም። ምክንያቱም ነፃ ሆኖ ዛሬም በነፃነት ለመኖር የመረጠ ሕዝብ ነውና። አይደለም ወገኖቼ፣ ያኔ በትግሉ ዘመን ጊዜ ቦታ ብቻ አልነበረም። ብዙ ቁጥሮችን ታልፈዋል። ነገር ግን ታሪኩ ሲቋጭ ትግራይ ከፖለቲካና ደምቃ ነበር የታየችው። አሁንም እየሆነ ያለው ይኸው ነው። ዛሬ ትግራይ የተሰቃየች ይሆናል። ግን አዳምጡኝ እህቶቼ፣ ግን ትግራይ እያማጠች ነው። አይደለም እያማጠች ነው። ነገር ግን ምጧ አዲስ ልጅ አዲስ ሀገር የማዋለድ ምጥ ነው። ምጥ ልጅን ይቀድማል። አይደለም እንዴ? ምጥ ልጅን ይቀድማል። ከጸደይ ደግሞ ከስፕሪንግ በፊት ክረምት ዊንተር እንዳለ ሁሉ ይህም የትግራይ መከራው ያልፍና ልጃችንን ወይንም ሀገራችንን የምናይበት ጊዜ ቅርብ ነው። ሩቅ አይደለም። ህዝባዊ ትግል መቼም ያሸንፋል። የትግራይ እናት ሁለተኛ እንዳታነባ ይሆናል። ትግራይ ታሸንፋለህ ታሸንፋለህ መቼ ነው ዛሬ ነው ነገ ነው ትግራይን የማየው መቼ ነው ዛሬ ነው ነገ ነው መቀሌን የማየው መቼ ነው ዛሬ ነው ነገ ነው አክሱምን የማየው አይዞሽ እናታችን ትግራይ አትዘኝ መንፈስሽን አድሪ ቀና በይ ተጽናኝ ህልምሽ በልጆችሽ ይፈታል መቼ ነው ዛሬ ነው ነገ ነው የማየው መቼ ነው ዛሬ ነው ነገ ነው አክሱንም የማየው መቼ ነው ዛሬ ነው ነገ ነው አዲግራችን የማየው ችግር ስቃይ ግልጽ መከራ ሊበገር ይልቁን ላዋይሽ ልንገርሽ ቁም ነገር ሁሉም አላፊ ነው የዚህ ዓለም ነገር መቼ ነው ዛሬ ነው ነገ ነው አድዋን የማየው መቼ ነው ዛሬ ነው ነገ ነው ትግራይን የማየው አይብዛ ሐዘንሽ አይበርታ ጭንቀትሽ ፈጣሪሽ ይረዋል የቤትሽን ሰቀቀን በቅርቡ ይነጋል የኔ የምትይው ቀን መቼ ነው ዛሬ ነው ነገ ነው አክሱምን የማየው አንድ ላይ መቼ ነው ዛሬ ነው ነገ ነው ትግራይን የማየው አይዞሽ እናታችን ትግራይ አትዘኝ መንፈስሽን አድሪ ቀና በይ ተጽናኝ ህልምሽ በልጆችሽ ይፈታል መቼ ነው ዛሬ ነው ነገ ነው ኮከብን የማየው መቼ ነው ዛሬ ነው ነገ ነው ትንበይን የማየው ችግር ስቃይ እንግልት መከራ እንዲበገር ይልቁን ላዋይሽ ልንገርሽ ነገር ሁሉም አላፊ ነው የዚህ ዓለም ነገር አይብዛ ሐዘንሽ አይበርታ ጭንቀትሽ ፈጣሪሽ ይረዋል የቤትሽን ሰቀቀን በቅርቡ ይነጋል ትግራይ እናታችን የኔ የምትይው ቀን መቼ ነው ዛሬ ነው ነገ ነው ጥሎም በላ መቼ ነው ዛሬ ነው ነገ ነው ትግራይን የማየው ወገኖቼ ለእኔ ለአርቲስት ሰለሞን ተካልኝ ማሪ መቀበሪያዬም ቀባሪዬም ትግራይን አትከልክሉኝ።
Our next speaker is Isabella Olsen. She's a returned Peace Corps volunteer from Kennesaw. Let's give her a round of applause.
Go ahead.
I served in Kennesaw, which is a tiny town in Tigray, for 2 years.
Sorry.
During my Peace Corps service, I got to see the very best of Ethiopia and the very best of Tigray. I hiked Dorumba and Abiadi, if you've ever been. I learned how to cut a chicken into 12 pieces. You have to keep it 12. And turn it into sabhi dorho. I got to celebrate Christmas, and also I learned the importance of offering an ajoki when someone needs it. I feel really grateful that I get to reminisce about the beauty of Tigray with everyone here today. But what overshadows my memories is that knowing while I was there, being loved and cared for by my community, Abiy Ahmed was planning to destroy the part of Tigray and destroy the heart of Tigray that we all love so much. The entire time I was sharing Buna and making Buna with my friends, this plan was in the works. So, my students when I was an English teacher, and my students used to call me the runner because I just was always walking so fast because I'm a Frenchie and I don't know how to walk slow. And I never learned how to slow my pace down. But today I'm not running anymore. I'm marching. And I'm marching for my students. I'm marching for my colleagues. And I'm marching for those in Tigray whose voices have been silenced. Tigray will prevail, as it has. Oromia will prevail. And I am here today to show that you do not need to be from Ethiopia. You do not need to be Tagaru. You do not need to be from Oromia to care about people, to be humanitarian, and to act on injustice. Because our silence as a country, as Americans right now, that is the biggest disgrace to humanity. And that is the biggest signal that we are not acting on our words, and we owe so much more to the Tigrayan people and to the people of Oromia. So I want you to know that the Return Peace Corps volunteer community, we stand with you. We stand with Oromia, we stand with Tigray, and we are here.
Let's give another round of applause for Isabella. Thank you. This movement needs allies. Black, brown, white, we welcome them all. We need you to help give a voice to our people, whether it's in Oromia or Tigray. So we thank you for that. Now we have Weldu from Eritrean Alliance. Weldu, if you can come to the front. Weldu. Weldu from Eritrean Alliance. Weldu.
I do, but I'm live. My digital office is gonna die, but I can give you later.
مجم أبي ممكن كوكا نزيل أبي تجري زي ذلون كل مداو عجب وتزاربلو بتعمي شكاري زحفريم لحناجن مساهم حزن تحب براتو وخنن زبير فراون نزيد تكبراتي هيدي الذي حريت من السبلا بزعما عبدي ستان تجزون له سرعة نزار القبيلة عبي إرترا دولو سرعة وشيشتاو سرعتي ليز بإرترا مزحالي في 5 عامة 3 عامة عبكالسي 3 عامة ودي حرنات سنة كيشبون سرعة ومري حنت فاشيشتي ساس سرحبنا سنة كابسم حتى جميرو لاي ديمقراسي فيلسي جنوبرو أكل الناس ندي النقتلي النجفتفي كمتي غرتا سمعتني
سمع الله خدا يلي سمعتني عمالي بسخوني أنا ولد قبراي زبال هاي زخبابي تقمطي لو معلتي أبزي مساكم بيني نزي مسوعة تقولوا سنحكم بمكفالي حابين سمعني إذي أبا تكراي سورزو له كفلتات في فاشيستي سياس في مراحي حجر إرترا نحنا تكون هزب إرترا مساهم ينبب مساهم يحزن مساهم يبكي أبون لكم بينون نزل له قالسي أما جرى شخو صحو يصغر ملسي الله زعبازي أب إرترا دلو سرعات نفي تقلنا معنا إرتراويان أبتي زحادي في 5 عامتات أبتي زحادي في 5 عامتات كله هاي ديمقراطي فلسي وين هاي ديمقراطي تحدث بعض اللوسب أهلي قوي شرشناي نتأمنت إرتراخ متخلو نتأمنت إرتراخ متخلو بقى نعوز تسارر حيلي نخيه له بمحرز يكونس بمنفي حتى أتيو فاشيستي سياسة حد وتم قرب وتم وحودا وقولوا زقولون سنحوكم تتفلتوا أبتشفن حدا أكفي هو مالك بلحرو سياس بكا عن داري خوين فاشيستي مالك كله بتكبر بقالات مجلسونا يدلن انت بتكبر تግራይ ዝግበር ዘሎ ግጥመታት እዚ ፋሽስቲ ጨቋኒ እዩ ፋሽስቲ በቃ ጨካኒ ፋሽስቲ ንእሽተይ ካብታ ሓሳባት ተተኣለኻ ብምቕልጣል ብምንሳር ኩሉ ነገራቱ የጥፍእ እዚ እውን እዚ ትግራይ ዝገበሮ ነገር የለን መሰለይ ኢሉ ኢሳያስ ኮይኑ ኣብይ ግን ንሕና ኢና ንፈልጠልካ ንሕና ብዝበልናካ ሓትኸይድ ብምባል እዚ ንህለ ሓዊ ውዕሙሉ ማለት እዩ ብጣዕሚ ዘሕዝን እዚ ሎሚ ስለዘይተነግረ እምበር እዚ ሎሚ ኣብ ትግራይ ዝፍፀም ዘሎ ኣማና ኣብ ኤርትራውያን ብኡ እዩ ተሓሊፉ ከምኡ ኢና ኮይንና ንኤርትራውያን መራሒ ብዘይብሎም ክዝረቡ እዩ ገይሩ ከምዚ ፋሕ ዝበለ ማዕደው መእሰሪ ትስነሉ ኤርትራውያን ከምኡ ፋሕ ክንብል ገበረ ስርዓት ዓሳ ንምሓዝ ባሕሪ ምንፃፍ እንትበሃል ንኩሎም ብኾነ እዮም ዝኽእሉ ዝበሃሉ ኣካላት ሕብረተሰብ ናይ ኤርትራ ኣባላት ዴሞክራሲ ዝሓስቡ ብህዝቢ ዝሓስቡ ብምሉኡ ኣህሊቑዎ እዩ ጨሪስዎ እዩ ሕጂ ድማ ናይዚ መቐፀልታ ኣብ ትግራይ ኣብ ተግባር ክውበል መፅኡ እወ ከምቲ ዝሓሰበሉ ኣይኮነን ትግራይ ታላቅ ኣብ ትግራይ ኩሉ ተግባራቱ እውን ኣብ ውሽጢ ዘን ክልተ ሰለስተ ወርሒ እዚ ንሰላሳ ዓመት ተሓቢኡ ዝነበረ እውን ኣብ ውሽጢ ኣርባዕተ ወርሒ ንዓለም ክግለፅ ተኻኢሉ ኣሎ ሕጂ እንታይ ክግበር ዘለዎ ንዝብል ካብዚ ውግእ እዚ እንታይ ንምሃር ካብዚ ፀበባ እዚ እንታይ ንምሃር ዝብል ካብዚ ውግእ እዚ ካብዚ ሕሰም እዚ ካብዚ መከራ እዚ ካብዚ ግፍታት ፀላእትና ፀላእቲ ኣብ ኣሕመድ ይኹን ኢሳያስ ካልኦት ትምክሕተኛታት ሓይልታት እንተዘይተሳዒሮም ሰላም ዝበሃል መፃኢ ምዕባለ ዝበሃል የለን ምዕባለ ዝበሃል የለን ድንቁርና ምጥፋእ ዝበሃል የለን ሕሰምን መከራ ስለዚ ሰላም ዕብየት ይደሊ እንተኮይንና ግን ግተኛታት ክንከውን ኣለና ከምዚ ዝኣመሰለ ሓይልታት ክሰዓሩን ክጠፉን ከም ዘለዎም እዚ ናይ ሎሚ ዘሎ ገለ ደሪፉላ ዝነበረ ዘይተማልአ እዩ ዝበጨቕታ እዚ መፅኡ ዘሎ ዝሕሰም እዚ መፅኡ ዘሎ ስለዚ ነዚ ንኽነማልጥ ሕጂ ብግቡእ ቃልስና ከነመዓራርይ ዘለና ማለት እዩ ክሳብ እዚ ዘይተፈኻ ሰላምን ራህዋን ዝኾነ ነገር ክመፅእ ኣይክእልን ንሕና ኣብዚ ዘለና ኤርትራውያን ሎሚ ምሳኹም ኣብዚ እውን ዘለና ብጣዕሚ ኣነ በቶም ኤርትራውያን ኣሕዋተይ ይኮርቕ ምክንያቱ ኣብዚ ምውፃእ ንርእሱ ኣብ ከምዚ ዝኣመሰለ ነገር ክንደይ ፀገማት ሰጊርካ እዩ ዝምፃእ ኤርትራዊ ኣተሓሳስባ ስለዚ እዞም ቅድሚ ሕጂ ዝመፃኹምን ሎሚ ዝመፃኹምን ብጣዕሚ ብነብስኹም በኣኹም ክትፈርዑ ይግባእ ሓርነትኩም ኣብ ውሽጥኩም ኣለኹም ሓራ ዘይወፀ ሰብ ከዓ ናይ ካልኦት ሓርነት ክገብር ስለ ዝኽእል ዝሓርነትኩም ኣዕቂብኩም ንቅድሚት እውን ኣብ ጎኒ ቃልሲ ክትከዱ እየ ዘተባብዕ ወገነይ ሎሚ 4 ሕዳር ኣይኮነን ሎሚ 25 መጋቢት በፂሕና ኣለና እዚ ውግእ እዚ ካብ ዝጅመር 141 መዓልቲ ኣቁፂሩ ኣሎ ማለት እዩ ስለዚ እቲ ናብ ህዝቢ ትግራይ ተወርዊሩ ዝነበረ መሸንቆኻ ሎሚ እታ ገመድ ናበይ ገፃ ትኸይድ ከም ዘላ ንሪኣ ኣለና እታ መሸንቆኻ ናብቶም ፕላን ዝገበርዎ ናብቶም ተበገስዋ ናብ በዓል ፋሽስቲ ኢሳያስ ናብ በዓል ፋሽስቲ ኣብይ ኣሕመድ ናብ ካልኦት ትምክሕተኛታትን ገፃ ትኸይድ ኣላ ንሶም ክትመፅያ እውን እታ ባዕሎም ዝፈሓርዋ ጉድጓድ ክኣትዋ እዮም እዚ ኣጋጣሚ እዚ ንህዝቢ ትግራይ ዝገብሮ ዘሎ ቃልሲ ብጣዕሚ የተባብዕ ካብ መጀመርታ ክሳብ ሎሚ ኣብዚታት እናተመላለስኩም ትገብርዎ ዘለኹም ሰላማዊ ቃልሲ ነቲ ህዝቢ ትግራይ ቃል ስለ ዝኾንኩሞ ንዓኹምን የመስግን እቲ ኣብ ውሽጢ ትግራይ ኮይኑ ዝረባረብ ዘሎ ሓይሊ ምክልኻል እውን ናቱ መንሰብራእታ እዩ ዝኩሉ ዓወታት ኣብ ዓለም ሕጂ ብዛዕባ ትግራይ ይዛረብ ዘሎ እሞ ኩሉ ተደማሚሩ ንሓርነት ትግራይ ስለ ዝኾነ ብጣዕሚ ክንኮርዓሉ ይግባአና ኩላና ንሕና ከም ኤርትራውያን ምውሓድ ኣይኮነን ትተሓሳስባ እዩ ትረኣያ ትተሓሳስባ እዩ ትቐንዲ ነገር ስለዚ ኣብ ንሕና ምስ ህዝቢ ትግራይ ናይ ሓባር ፀላእቲ ኣለውና ቅድሚ ሕጂ እውን ብሓባር ተቓሊስና ተዓዊትና ኢና ሕጂ እውን ናይ ሓባር ፀላእቲ ስለ ዘለውና ነዚኦም ብሓባር ሓቢርና ክንስዕሮም ሓቢርና ክንቃለስ ክሳብ እዚ ኣብ መጨረሻ ዝበፅሕ እውን ኢድን ጓንትን ኮይና ተታሓሒዝና ክንከይድ ዘተሓሳስቦ ስለዚ ኣጆኹም ኣጆና ክንዕወት ኢና ህዝቢ ትግራይ ክዕወት ህዝቢ ኤርትራ እውን ክዕወት እዩ ብናይ ሓባር ቃልሲ ሓቢርና ክንዕወት ኢና ብጣዕሚ የቐኒየለይ ንናይ ሓባር ሸቶ ብሓደ ጉዕዞ ሓሳብ ጭሩሖ እንተጌርኩም እውን ንናይ ሓባር ሸቶ ብሓባር ንኸይዶ ብሓባር ንኸይዶ ብጣዕሚ የቐኒየለይ ክብረት ሃበለይ
Let's give another round of applause for Waldo. Let's thank him for speaking. Okay, guys, we have just 3 speakers left. I know it's been a long day, but it's been a long 4 months too, so we got to keep that energy. All right? Are you guys there? Alana? Alana? Stop war Tigray!
Stop war Tigray!
Stop war Tigray!
Stop war Tigray! Stop Tigray genocide! Stop Tigray genocide! Stop Tigray genocide!
Our next speaker is Abi Taka. She's a member of the Tagaro community. Abi, if you want to come to the front, let's give her a round of applause. Hello, Deputy guys. Can you hear?
Hello, Deputy Tigray. Thank you so much. To all the organizers, thank you so much for organizing this event. This is an ode and open letter to all of the women, all of the children and victims of sexual violence in Tigray. In spite of the incessant silencing, we hear your cries even when the words fail you. Due to the impossibility of suffering, we are here listening, ready to help you make meaning out of meaningless cruelty so you may heal. So that we may heal. Know that you are seen, believed, validated. Please know your dignity is forever intact. No man has the power to strip you of your dignity. No man can bestow or revoke what is God-given. There is none who carries the weight of the world with more graciousness than the backs of your shoulders, as if there was ever a choice. Centuries of commodification of our bodies as weapons of war, child brides of dowry, sexual exploitation. Every generation is indebted to a woman, yet why is there so much contempt for us? Intergenerational curses coming back to take what's left because lessons were not learned. Hatred did not dispel. Women are still not valued, as if we did not birth you. In the words of Abiy Ahmed, in quotes, for them, it's their women who are raped, but for us, it's our soldiers who are assaulted by daggers. Why is it our misery that is always met with an if, and, or but? We live in a global society in which patriarchy, male-dominated, male-centered, male-identified system aims to subordinate women, perpetuating widespread sexual violence. Globally, women are considered less important than men, so crimes against them are also considered less important by default. This type of thinking is normalized and minimizes sexual violence, leaving women without a formal system with which to uphold perpetrators accountable or seek help. The stigma assigned to women is embodied in social and governmental systems that shape culture. While women account for 56% of forced economic exploitation, they account for 98% of forced sexual exploitation. For every survivor who has been gaslit to the point of questioning her own sanity, who does not have the privilege of protecting her own freedom,
women and restricting our autonomy. As children of the diaspora, we will not be silenced. It's a fact. Women and girls suffer the most during violent conflict due to inequality and discrimination. They are more at risk of sexual violence, exploitation, and human trafficking during war. It's a fact. Women and girls are disproportionately affected by modern-day slavery, accounting for 71% of the total victims. It's a fact. 1 in 5 female refugees and internally displaced people have experienced sexual violence in countries affected by conflict. The misogyny at the root cause is not a woman's problem. It is every person's problem. Women's rights are human rights. The misogyny at the root cause is not a woman's problem. It is every person's problem. Women's rights are human rights. It is the beneficiaries of systematic oppression who are accountable to its dismantling. To honor women and girls is to ensure a legacy of prosperity and spiritual oneness. It must be the new measure of how we move forward and build back better. As Tagaro, we do not need a fact book to corroborate this horror because we are intimate with the reality. To my fellow diaspora, when grief shows up as guilt, know that having a full meal is an act of resistance. Amid times of genocidal warmongers, getting a good night's rest is an act of resistance. Speaking Tigray is an act of resistance. Practicing our traditions is a form of resistance. Claiming our native ancestral inheritance and history with active targets on our backs, there's nothing more enraging to evildoers than the truth. For us to exist in this moment is a revolutionary act. For us to exist in this moment is a revolutionary act. And that is how history will write our memory. We will ensure it. Our ethnicity is not a crime, yet genocidal maniacs drool over bloodshed and politicking with innocent people's lives. Smile as much as you can just to piss them off, but never meet them at their level. America, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. stated, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one affects all indirectly. If you are hearing my voice, that means you are forced to reckon with the burden of genocide. Now you know silence is violence, complacency kills. Join us and amplify the voices of the silence. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Avi. Let's give her another round of applause. Let's give her another applause. So guys, we just have two more speakers, and then we're going to do chants, but let's just do some chants right now. So our next two speakers, we're going to actually have them speak at the plaza so we can start chanting and marching now. Does that work for everybody?
Yes.
Who's ready to chant?
Yes.